The last item I want to prepare from a meal is I want to have some roasted vegetable as well. I'm going to do some green pepper and some onion. I've done carrot in the past. I find carrot, unless you chop it up small, sometimes takes a little too long to cook. At least with onion and green pepper, if it's not quite cooked, it still tastes okay. Whereas a raw carrot, you either have it raw or you have to have it cooked. Eating in between just doesn't seem right. So I'm not going to dice these up. I'm going to keep them rather big because I don't want them to fall through the grill. And if this was being done outside, you definitely don't want all your vegetables falling through the grill. So my chunks are going to be rather big, maybe about I don't know, half an inch, 3/4 of an inch. I'm not even going to take the rings out. I'm going to try to keep them intact and just flip them. Now, this onion I had a little bit of trouble with peeling, so part of the outside rings are going to fall off on me. I already know that, but there, I got four rings there. Actually, I might as well just throw that piece out because I know it's going to fall off anyway. So there's that. Then I'm going to chop my green pepper. And I'm going to chop it in half. Rip the insides out. And again, my pieces I'm going to keep rather big. Probably chunk it into maybe quarters. That way there I get a lot of area that can touch the grill. Let's do the same for this piece. Kind of lucky where this one was big and there's not a lot of seeds inside. So chop that one up. And yeah, we'll throw that in too. So this would burn on its own, so we're gonna have to add some oil. I'm going to be careful not to add too much. This might end up being a tablespoon, maybe 2 teaspoons. I don't want to go crazy, but I just don't want it to stick. I'm going to add a sprinkle of thyme, which might be half a teaspoon. And same with some rosemary, not too much, but that way there I have a little bit of flavor on. You can add salt and pepper. I'm not going to. I can always add it at the end if I want to have that extra taste. This one here, maybe I am better off just flipping. But you want to try to get as much of the oil on top of the vegetables as possible, that way it doesn't stick. Oil is also a good conduit for heat, so the more oil you have on your items, it's going to generate that much more heat onto the vegetable and cook it quicker. Another thing you may notice is that just about all my dishes include green pepper and onion. I like it, that's why I eat it. There's not much sense eating vegetables you don't like. You're not going to succeed in weight loss if you're trying all these foods you hate, because you're going to hate it and you're going to go back the way you were. So I stick with what I know. Another thing I do is, if I buy an abundance of peppers and I don't think I'm going to use them, I actually dice them up, throw them in a freezer bag, and keep them. They're perfect for omelets, for stir fries, for soups. I've already used them in a couple of my previous shows to go with my rice or couscous. So a lot of different, different things you can do with it if you plan ahead. So my vegetables ready, my steak's ready, my potatoes in the oven, and I've just flipped them. So now I got to get the steak going on the grill. So let's barbecue. It is time to grill. Alright, so I have everything ready to go. I have my grill on, it's nice and hot. You could wipe it down with some oil. I've been using a lot of oil in all my side dishes and that, so I'm going to try to cut back on it. I'm going to use some spray, which will probably cause some smoke. Now, when you're outside, when you're cooking a steak, they tell you, you want to get a nice sear on your steak, which is true. Here's the thing about cooking on the inside. When you're outside, your neighbors can smell you barbecuing probably, 3, maybe 4 blocks away. When you're inside, all that smoke and that smell stays inside your apartment, and it is horrible. It gets smoky, it gets cloudy in your kitchen. It is not pleasant. It is with you literally till the next morning, maybe even the next day. So I'm going to go against the rules of cooking a steak, and I'm not going to sear the outside, at least not do the quick sear. I'm going to just cook it somewhat slow, but not slow that it's like a roast. I got my potatoes. I only have about 20 minutes left on those before they're ready to go, so I need to kind of move somewhat quickly, but I definitely don't want to have that horrible smell of steak, or burnt steak I should say, in my in my apartment for the next 24 hours. So my steak is on. And you can hear a bit of a sizzle to it. I have it on medium heat. I'll probably put it back up a bit. I'm just going to keep watching the steak. I'm not going to commentate through the entire thing because you're probably looking at maybe 15-20 minutes to cook your steak. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert and say I can tell what's rare, medium rare just by the touch of the steak. I'm the type of guy, as I mentioned in my stuffed chicken episode, is that I cut it open and have a look. So I'm going to basically have it to the point where I think it's ready, and I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to cut it open, and I'll try to judge whether it's medium, well, well done, whatever it is. If it wasn't for me, if the temperature wasn't for me, then I would just continue to cook it. But for the purposes of this show, I'm going to try to have it around a medium because I don't want to have it so overcooked that it doesn't look good, but so undercooked that people are thinking I'm eating a raw cow here. So I'm just going to continue on cooking my veg. I'll make some segments as we go, but we're not going to watch this entire segment because it's just going to take a little too long. Okay, it's time to make the first flip of my steak. The one thing about the steak, I mean, if your grill is greased properly, the steak's not going to stick to begin with, but steak will tell you when it's ready to flip. If you start pulling on it, especially if you've greased the pan and it's sticking, it is telling you it's not ready to flip. What is happening is the fibers in the steak are actually sticking onto the grill. As they cook, they will release and pull back and allow you to flip. So I'm going to make my initial flip. And that doesn't look too bad. I think you can see the grill marks in there. Now I could have made a quarter flip and had crosshairs. What I'll do is I'll probably end up flipping this again. I know I will. And when I do, I'm actually going to flip it the other way. That way the grill marks will go in the other way. And you get yourself a nice hash marks on your steak. I haven't tested my onions. Oh, look, there's a grill mark there. Peppers will be a bit of a challenge because I didn't chop them up nice and flat, but actually where they are sitting flat, I probably won't flip those very much. Yeah, the onions don't look too bad. There's some nice grill marks showing on there. I actually I'm more impressed with using this tool than I was with using the stovetop item. Maybe that one's just a little bit more touchy to use because you got the two elements to use, where this is a consistent heat through the entire grill. And I've actually am very impressed that I don't have my kitchen as a cloud like I did last time. So again, I'm just going to continue to grill my steaks. I'll come back for a touch here and there, but we're not going to watch the entire process again because it is fairly long, and it'd be kind of boring to sit here and watch me grill the steaks. It would appear that my potatoes are ready. I have been checking on them and just having a look, and they are getting nice and golden brown. I don't want to risk burning them, so I'm going to pull them out. They, the good thing about potatoes is that they will hold on to some of their heat, so I'm going to leave them there. My steak is only a couple minutes away anyway, so I'm going to pull those out and just keep them from burning. I'm going to go back to my steak, and then we'll be plating, and it'll be time to eat. Okay, let's make one last flip of this guy. I've already flipped since taking care of the potatoes. I would say that's probably around a medium, maybe medium rare. Getting a little hard to tell, but there are some hash marks there. There's the original grill marks that way. There are some coming this way, so I would say that's pretty close to being done. My onions are definitely done. They are nice and soft, and there's grill marks all through those. Peppers still have like some pieces, like this one's soft, but with a bit of a crunch. The thicker pieces are definitely still crunchy, but good thing about some of these peppers and the onions and that, you can eat them raw, so it's not something that's going to completely throw your taste buds for a loop and make you really dislike the what you're putting in there. So I think it's ready to dish up to a plate. So let's see how it looks on my plate. And here's my supper. So I have my my Dijon roasted potatoes. I got some grilled vegetables with some onions. I got my steak. A little hard here to see it, but it would look like that's more of a medium to a well done. There's not very much pink inside. It's for the most part cooked all the way through, which is pretty well the way I like it. I'm going to add a little dollop of the garlic butter that I had made earlier. I'm just going to let that melt. You could also take a little bit of that and add it to your vegetables as well, but I'm not going to go crazy with that. That to me was just intended to be a treat. But here's my supper. I hope you enjoy that. This is something that looks rather tasty, so I'm kind of looking forward to digging into tonight's supper. I'm not sure what my next episode will be, but we will see you next time with another edition of Cooking with Cliff.